Go chase your dreams. You're the most interesting person in the world at the party because you get to tell people that you went to Italy to study wine. Your network is extremely powerful. You have a significant impact on the organization. Everything that you do really matters. All right, let's jump into some Q&A. Our first question comes from Ashley S., 25 years old from LA. Ashley says, I'm in sales, and while I like the company, I generally enjoy the job. My real passion is wine. I have applied to a school in Italy for a master's in food communication and marketing. But that seems like such a big leap, like it's not a quote-unquote mature career path. Should I just stick with what I'm doing? Look, Ashley, you're 25 years old. Go chase your dreams. I don't know where you're at in life. Let's assume that you have no partner, no children, right? Because the fact that you're thinking of moving to Italy tells me that that's probably the case. Go for it, because it's only going to get more difficult as you get older. Let's say as you grow, you decide to get married, have children, buy a house. The chances of going to Italy to chase your dreams become less and less. Doesn't mean it's impossible, but it definitely becomes less. Right now, you're unencumbered, you're free. Go chase your dreams. If you treat it like a profession, you can go make good money doing it, right? There's a high demand out there for sommeliers, whatever you call them. People that do marketing within the culinary industry. There's a high demand for that. So if you're doing it because you love wine and you're going to invest yourself and you're going to become great at it, then absolutely go do it, and there will be a demand for it. Now, if you're doing it just to go to Italy and kind of mess around, I would advise against that. Then I'd say go take a vacation. But there's absolutely demand for that business, and you can do extremely well in it. You can even move back to the States after you've done the program over there in Italy, or maybe you want to stay in Italy, or maybe go to Europe, whatever it is. Your opportunities are going to be endless. So if you're going to treat it like a profession, absolutely do it. Also, what's the worst that could happen? It doesn't work out, you come back home, your whole life is in front of you. And you're going to be working for a fair amount of it. So you might as well love what you do. And it sounds like wine is your passion. And you're young. Who cares? Go take a chance. Take your shot. Definitely go to Italy. That's my advice. Next question comes from Kim T., 30 years old from Denver. Kim says, I graduated college 7 years ago and have bounced around a few office jobs for the last several years. I have now decided that I want to work in marketing, specifically for a fashion company. How do I go about getting started? First thing to decide is if you are truly serious about this. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired with your job? You say you've bounced around to a couple different office jobs. The question to ask is, are you committed at this point? Because it's not going to happen overnight, right? You need to be committed. You need to put in the time. And if you are, it can absolutely be achieved. So first thing I would do is I would start searching people that are in the career that you want. So go to LinkedIn and simply type in marketing and a fashion company that you might want to work for. So let's say you type in marketing and Louis Vuitton, right? I think that's a fashion company. I'm not very fashionable. So you go do that and you're going to find the profiles of different people within that company. And you're going to find people that are in marketing. Go look at their profiles and look at their career trajectory. Look at the school they went to. Look at the major that they had. Look at the initial job that they had and how they progressed throughout their career. That's basically a roadmap to exactly what you want to achieve. Do that for, let's say, 5 different companies and gather a list of those people. Then you want to reach out to those people and develop a direct connection to them. Now, let's say it's Louis Vuitton, right? And you look up the web address. Let's just assume it's louisvuitton.com. And the person that you found is named Jane Doe. Well, typically you can assume that their email address is jane.doe@louisvuitton.com or jdoe@louisvuitton.com. Sometimes there's a couple other different ones in there, like Jane Doe without a period at louisvuitton.com. So you can try a couple different ones, but it's usually one of those. So send out an email. Reach out to them. You're basically saying, I love what you do. I'm very interested in your career. I aspire to do the same. I would love to connect with you and talk with you and just hear about your career. You're not asking them for a job. You're not asking them for an interview. All you're saying is that you want to learn about their career. Most people are happy to pay it forward. Most people that are in these types of positions love what they do, and they're happy to share it with you. So if you reach out to 10 people, I'm guessing you'll get 4 or 5 responses. Now you might have to send a couple follow-ups because people get busy and they might not see the first email, or they might get tied up when they're going to respond to it. So send, let's say, 3, 4, 5 different emails. Okay? Now, once you actually connect with them and talk to them, whether it's in person or it's over a video call, you simply want to learn from them. Ask them about their career. How did you get into it? Why did you get into it? What do you love about it? What do you not like about it? What do you like about your company? Ask them those questions. And they'll probably start asking you questions as well. So be prepared to answer why it is that you want to get into that career, what you're doing to get into it, why you're interested. And often what will happen is they will start to offer some advice to you. They'll tell you what you should do to get into that career. They'll tell you maybe if you need to go back to school, or what a good entry-level job would be. Or they might even say to you, hey, we are looking for someone. I can get you an interview. That's the optimal, okay? But the more you network, the more you're going to get closer to actually achieving that career. Your network is extremely powerful. You need to build the qualifications to get into your career, okay? You need the right schooling, you need to get the experience, etc. But your network is absolutely the most powerful thing that you have. So this network that you're developing right here in your initial search will serve you throughout your entire career. So if you get into the marketing world within fashion, the connections that you make today will help you 5 years from now, 10 years from now, even 20 years from now, if you keep those relationships up. It's absolutely achievable. I would go through those steps, but 100% it's achievable. You just have to be committed. So definitely take your shot, go for it. Before we get to the next question, let me take a quick minute to first say thank you for checking out my channel. If you like it and find it helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe, and even share it. By doing so, you help to push the message to more people, which in turn allows us to help more people to identify and achieve the career of their dreams, or what I call their dream vocation. If you have specific questions that you want me to answer during Q&A, please submit them on my website at www.thedreamvocation.com and fill out the form on the Contact Me page. Lastly, if you are stuck trying to figure out your career path, if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired of your career, or even if you haven't started your career yet and have no idea how to identify your ideal career, I invite you to take my online course called Identifying and Achieving Your Dream Vocation. You can find this course on my website and also in the description of this video below. It's nearly 5 hours of content that provide you with actionable plans to not only identify the career of your dreams, but also to achieve it. Many of the topics that I discuss on these Q&A videos are lessons from that course, of which you are getting a sneak peek during this Q&A. The course goes into much more detail and provides specific action plans. So, if you are ready to begin going after your dreams and living the life that you deserve, this course will help you to get there. Let's get back to the Q&A. The next question comes from Jeremy A., 26 years old from Oregon. Jeremy says, I work in data science for a large technology company. I love what I do, but feel as if the company is too big and bureaucratic. What do you think about leaving my current organization and going to a startup? It's a good question. And a lot of people go through this. There's multiple types of organizations, especially when you think within the business world. All right, you have your super max companies that are 50,000 people and above. You have, let's call it your large companies that are 10,000 to 50,000 people. Then you have, let's say, a size range of 1,500 to 10,000, 500 to 1,000, and 100 to 500, and 0 to 100, right? There's all these different segments. You can segment in a lot of different ways. But the key to know is that each of those different sizes comes with positives and negatives, okay? So if you're at a super large company, like you say that you are, right, you're probably getting a lot of benefits such as, well, actual benefits, right? Medical and dental and maybe 401k matching, and it might even be stock and things like that. Those are great things. You're also getting a ton of resources. That company is going to have almost not unlimited, but feels like it sometimes, resources in terms of marketing budget, budget to send you to training, budget to invest in the product that you're making, all that good stuff, right? They're going to have those big budgets. And also you're going to have things like a clear career trajectory. Typically those organizations are very mapped out. You know exactly how to go from A to B to C and eventually to whatever high level position you want, right? They're pretty typically laid out in that way. The downside is they often are, as you say, very bureaucratic. So it can be a lot of red tape. It could feel like you need to take 10 steps just to move one step forward, that you need 50 approvals just to do one thing. Things move slower there. The very benefit that I was talking about in terms of having a clear path to career trajectory, some people view that as a downside because they know exactly where they're going, and then it becomes much more competitive to get there. There's very clear guidelines to get there, and if you don't fit directly in those guidelines, you're not going to get that position. So some people view that as a downside. Some people also feel that the impact that they have on the organization is very limited, right? Like they're a cog in the wheel. And if they leave, that company's revenue is not going to go down, all right? That product is not going to suffer. They're one of thousands of people, and that's just the reality of it, okay? Now, on the flip side, if you go to a small organization, let's go to the complete opposite, right? So let's say a startup, like you're talking about. The benefits are that you have a significant impact on the organization. Everything that you do really matters. And whether you're not there or not can have a real impact on whether that business is going to succeed or not. Think about an organization with 5 people, 10 people, or even 50 people. You have a major impact on that organization. Other things that are benefit. Some people like operating in that more loose culture where they get to wear a lot of hats, right? They don't just have to fit in that one specific tiny role. They can do a lot of different things. And they like that kind of freewheeling, shoot from the hip type of atmosphere. Some people also love that their growth is really dependent on the work that they put in. So there isn't this clear path to growing and getting promotions. If they do a really good job, then they see that the world is their oyster. They can be anything they want at that organization because as it's growing, it's going to need more people. It's going to need people that are really good, and then they could fit into whatever type of role that they might want. And so it's more loose in that way. There's also no bureaucracy pretty much, right? If you want to do something, if you got to get something done, you just get it done. Nobody's going to ask you 15 different approvals, right? If the job needs to get done, just get it done. However you figure it out, I don't care. Some people like that, some people can't operate in that. On the downside, you probably don't have as many benefits, right? You don't have all the resources. You don't have the big marketing budget, the big technology budget. You, as I said, you get to wear a lot of different hats. Some people see that as a negative. They see that as, oh, I have to do 15 different things, okay? It also doesn't have the benefits that you probably would get at a large organization financially, like actual benefits. Medical, dental, right? They might have them, they might not, or they might have them and not be as good. They might not have a 401k match. They don't have stock because they're not a public company, although you can maybe get private stock. So these are all the different things you need to weigh. You need to decide what your priorities are. If your priorities are things like the benefits, I need good medical, I want good dental, I want 401k matching, I like structure, then that's a large organization. If your priorities are, I want more opportunity for growth, I want less bureaucracy, I want to be part of something that's growing, I want to have an impact on the organization, then that's a smaller company. And you could look all the way from that 5-person startup all the way to the 50,000 plus organization, and sometimes you could find a good blend, right? An organization with 500 people, let's say, might have a good blend of those things. They might have a more loose culture and where you can get things done quickly and you could have more of an impact on the organization, but they also have good benefits in terms of resources and actual benefits, and the salaries are good, they have 401k matching and all that good stuff, and they're doing great things, and the company's not going to go out of business tomorrow. You have to look and define your priorities. So start there. What is most important to you? And from there, you can start to find what type of organization you want to go work for. So that's what I would say. Define your priorities, and then from there, determine what type of organization you want to work for. That's it for Q&A today. Thanks so much. I'll check you out next time. Love you all.